Bet Sportsbook. Speaking of those QBs, Tom Brady is projected to have 10 more passing yards than Aaron Rodgers when the two square off in the NFC Championship on Fox. During the regular season, Brady averaged just a hair shy of 21 yards a game more than Rodgers. So, Shannon, who you got on passing yards?
Skip, I can see that happening because the Packers are a better running team, and Aaron Jones, they'll lean a little bit more on Aaron Jones. And if you look at it, Skip, the first time they played, neither quarterback cracked 200 yards passing. So I think both teams will try to run the football. I think Green Bay has a little better rushing attack, and so the numbers will favor Tom Brady throwing for having more passing yards than Aaron Rodgers because they have because so you think Ro Jones and Leonard Fournette is better than Aaron Jones, Dillon, and Williams, Jamal Williams. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, you're telling me that Tom Brady will outstat Aaron Rodgers in this game?
I don't care. I don't care if he throws for 600 yards as long as Green Bay goes to Tampa and play in the Super Bowl.
I know,
that's
but
all I care about.
You've told me for years that Aaron Rodgers is the greatest thrower of the football ever. So you've got Aaron transcendent against a Bucs secondary that you also tell me is the most torchable in the NFL.
You remember in the Super Bowl they won against the Rams? Did Tom Brady throw for 200 yards? He won. It's about winning the game because Sonny Michel, Rex Burkhead dominated the running game. You understand how this works, Skip.
Okay, but he was up against his nemesis defense coached by Wade Phillips.
Okay, so this is Aaron Rodgers' nemesis defense.
Well,
Todd Bowles. Look what he did, the number he did.
Really?
You see what you're trying to do is that you say, oh, he's historically great. Because what you're going to do is try to discredit him if they run the ball. That's what you're going to try to do to Aaron Rodgers, but I'm not going to let you do it.
Well, you
it's
can't
about
run
winning
the ball
game
against the Bucs because they're number one
we're about to find out. We're about to find out.
I've always told you that the other Aaron is the real MVP.
It doesn't matter.
Jones.
Well, hey, if your guy's
admitting that?
If your guy's what you said he is, he'll win the game, even if Aaron Jones goes for 200, right? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's all I need to hear.
That is it, guys. We're out of time. The only thing left to do is watch the games. I'm looking forward to breaking it all down Monday. And, of course, see if we win any Mountain Dew. The Herd is on next. Have a good weekend, guys. Well, we are now just 2 days away from the Bucs and Packers kicking off in the NFC Championship game on Fox. Tampa is a 3.5-point underdog in this one, according to Fox Bet Sportsbook. Tom Brady called the Packers a great football team that will present a challenge, while Bruce Arians had a high compliment for Aaron Rodgers, saying that he was the one who truly invented manipulating defenses with his eyes. Fox Sports NFL analyst Michael Vick joining us now. Mike, are you going Brady or Rodgers with this one?
I'm going Rodgers with this one. This is what Aaron Rodgers been asking for all season. This is what he wanted. Home playoff advantage throughout. You know, the home game, NFC Championship game to be hosting. And I think more so than anyone in the National Football League right now, Aaron Rodgers understands that this championship, you know, in this totality is great and a necessity for his career. You know, Tom Brady, on the other hand, he's got 6 rings. He's got it all. And, you know, if Tom win it this year, then we won't get Tom next year. And this year was a very entertaining season for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and for all the viewers and everybody who had a chance to, you know, speculate on this year's season. You know, it was great watching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go through what they went through and coming out of it on the winning side. You know, now they face one of the hottest teams and one of the best teams in the NFL in the Green Bay Packers. But I got to say that the Green Bay Packers look like the most complete team in the National Football League when you look at it. And I think Aaron Rodgers is playing some of his best football. That goes without saying. Tom as well. But, you know, I think it's going to come down to a lot of different things. You know, the mishaps, you know, on both sides. The total team effort, I think, you know, on both sides. And you know, it's just going to come down to whoever make the least amount of mistakes, as we all say, who don't have the most turnovers and mishaps, and, you know, who can score the most points. But I think in the end, it'll be Aaron Rodgers on top.
Skip, I was looking, I was on social media yesterday, and I think it was in Atlanta. And Aaron Rodgers is sitting on the bench with Jordy Nelson, and the game is winding down, and he says, we got to get one of these things at our place. And, you know, and that was a couple of years
ago.
As
they were losing
right.
Yep.
He's like, we got to get one of these things at our place because that plays a world of difference. And that's what he's wanted. He said, I believe the reason why I haven't been to more Super Bowls is because I've had to take the show on the road. And I've had to play in basically ideal conditions for Atlanta was a perfectly turfed team. Seattle have to go outdoors. He said, I want somebody to come to Green Bay when it's 20 degrees and it's freezing. I want the advantage. That's the purpose of me playing. He got what he wanted, Skip. You can't ask for a better situation. It's kind of like if I'm an actor, Skip, and you give me an actor, you give me the perfect script. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to get an award for this one.
Except the script includes the GOAT coming to you.
Don't worry about it. I don't care who the actor I'm up against. You give me the perfect script, and I got it. This the perfect script. This is it. This is Lonzo and this is Denzel Lonzo in Training Day. That's what this is, Skip Bayless. What's your favorite? You like Brando. You like Brando. Okay? Who's your favorite actor?
I like Training Day. I'll take Training Day. Thank you.
He was unbelievable.
Fan too.
So if you get some guys are just made for certain roles. This is it, Skip. You know, we can give you X and O. They take care of the football. Mike, you understand this. Turnovers going to play a huge part. Who gets protected the best? But sometimes it just comes down to who won it. Who going to make the play? What team going to make the play, Skip? Sometimes it just comes down to that.
I agree. So before I launch, back to Michael Vick. Michael, did you suggest if somehow Brady wins this Sunday and wins the Super Bowl that he would then call it a career and walk into the sunset?
Absolutely. I think it'll be something that be resurrected, you know, that Tom probably don't want to deal with in terms of retirement. You know, it's a 2-year deal, $50 million, which means he's coming back for another season, which is why I understand. And I think that Tom is just having such a good year and having so much fun, even though it's a little turmoil in between. He wants to come back for that next year. If he wins the Super Bowl this year, that'll be 7, and he'll be 4. And, you know, the question will be, is it worth him coming back? And I just don't think we need that. Like I said earlier, we need that entertainment from Tom, and I'm not ready for him to go yet. If he wins the Super Bowl this year, I think he'll be forced into that action.
I don't. I think he'd say.
I think he'd be more determined than ever to come back.
Huh?
Yeah, I think he'd be more determined than ever to come back.
And it's not about the money. He and Giselle, they got some money.
They're good on the money end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they full up.
Okay.
They full up.
So, Michael, there's one man in sports I don't bet against. When the chips get pushed to the middle of the table, it's Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. And I love him even more in this game because all the pressure, as you guys just laid out, it's all on the home quarterback because he got his dream come true. He's got Lambeau, middle of January. There are going to be at least snow showers in the morning. There'll be some snow in and around the edges of the field. And he says he's as healthy as he's ever been. This is his moment, his time. He hasn't won a Super Bowl or been to a Super Bowl in 10 years, and that was his one and only. It's all on Aaron Rodgers. Meanwhile, Brady has brought the Succaneers to a boil right on time. They're playing by far their best football at the worst possible moment for Aaron Rodgers to realize his dream coming true. And I remind everybody, it's going to come down to which quarterback gets protected. Brady obviously has to be protected. What's been happening for 6 weeks? His offensive line has been flawless. At New Orleans, I didn't even know that Cam Jordan played in the game. Oniata, and obviously Trey Hendrickson had a neck problem, but they were just nowhere to be seen after they had terrorized Tom at Tampa Bay back in that night game and terrorized him on opening day at New Orleans. That offensive line has gelled and come of age right before your very eyes. They don't even give up pressures anymore. So are you telling me that all of a sudden Green Bay's going to rise and shine and terrorize him at Lambeau?
Well, first the thing they got
brothers.
Well, they got to stop the run first because if you look at the last 6 weeks, they've been able to run the football a little better than what they have in the past, and so that's opened up the play action, which has also allowed Tom Brady an extra couple of seconds to throw the football. So you got to shut off the run first. You got to make him one-dimensional. If you leave them the option, and that's what New Orleans started doing, Skip. They gave him a two-way go. They looked because the first time it was the last game they played them, 5 rush attempts. Now look where they went to.
But this is all new. It came the last month. Go ahead, Michael.
I mean, you look at the Green Bay Packers defense on all 3 levels. It's just structure everywhere. and we questioned could they stop the run early in the season, and I think they got better at that. The linebackers, they're not household names, but they sturdy guys who, they hold down the fort. And then I think, the best part of that defense is the secondary, from safety to corners. And these guys are gelling and playing together. So when I said earlier the most complete team, I said it because offensively and defensively,
yards.
Let's get back and see that happening because the Packers are a better running team, and Aaron Jones, they'll lean a little bit more on Aaron Jones. And if you look at it, Skip, the first time they played, neither quarterback cracked 200 yards passing. So I think both teams will try to run the football. I think Green Bay has a little better rushing attack, and so the numbers will favor Tom Brady throwing for having more passing yards than Aaron Rodgers because they have, because